Hello everyone, today we will give review of CSIR NET Mathematical Science Arihant book. In this book, we have given detailed syllabus and concept of CSIR NET syllabus. In contents, we have given that set theory, real number system, sequence series, limit continuity and differentiability, mean value theorem, Riemann integral, improper integral, uniform convergence, subsequent series of function, function of several variable, function of bounded variation, Lebesgue measure and matrix space, matrices and vector space, linear transformation. And now we have given that quadratic forms inner product space in second unit, complex number and analytic function, complex integration and calculus of residues, conformal mapping, combinators, group theory, ring theory, topology. And in third unit we have given the ordinary differential equations topics, numerical analysis, calculus of variation and linear integral equation, classical mechanics. And in fourth unit we have statics topics. Now after that in the last we have covered solved papers with answer key and with some sample question paper, CSIR NET website with solutions. And now after that we have some syllabus informations given related to NET topics. And in first chapter we have find that a set theory and real number system, in which these syllabus are covered: elementary set theorem, finite countable uncountable sets, real number system, Archimedean property, supremum infimum, and some basics of these syllabus topics. For example, definition of set, subset, superset, equilative set, proper set. And after that we have universal set, finite set, infinite set, power set, null set, index set and indexed set and index set, singleton set, pairwise disjoint set, hereditary property, union, intersection, complement, difference, symmetric difference of set. And after that these are given important laws, Cartesian product, properties of Cartesian product, relation of a set, properties of a relation. And in the next page we have inverse relation, type of relations, equivalence relation, partition of set functions, and some definition related to this topic or syllabus. In mid we have find some examples also, and with the theorem and properties also. Then ordered pair, equality of ordered pairs. And in next page we have cardinality, equivalent set, cardinal number, sum of cardinal number, denumerable or innumerable, countable, infinite or countable and uncountable set, product of cardinal number, decimal representation, ternary representation. And important theorems on countable and uncountable sets. These are the important theorems which is covered in this book on countable and uncountable set, with binary representation, Cantor set also. Definition of Cantor set, important property, real number system, order, completeness or Archimedean property of real number with theorems. And in next page we have find important theorems of supremum and infimum, and with the definitions of supremum and infimum, greatest member of set bounded above and smallest number of a set bounded below, bounded set, limit point of a set at the end point means. And in next page limit point, derived set, isolated point, closed set, closure of a set, dense set, and some important theorem related to these topics. And important definitions means condensation point, interior point, closed set, open set. and in next page some important theorem with relative to these topics. These are the important theorem which covered in this book related to last these topics. After that we have find some solved examples of type 1, and after solved examples of type 1 then they have given some solved examples of type 2 also, and these topics covered in this book and with the solved and unsolved examples in this book. For example, in first chapter of theory and real number system we have type 1 and type 2 examples are differently given for part B and part C. In this book many questions are given for solving examples. For example, in part B we have given in this chapter questions are 169 questions of part B, and of part C questions are 46 questions of part C and 169 questions of part B for solving with answer key. And similarly in other chapters also, after the answer key we have given hints and solutions also. Similarly in other chapters also you can see that sequences and series. These are the syllabus and definition, note, important theorem and definitions. All definitions are given and with examples solved and solved, and part B and C examples are differently given. And these are the important theorem in sequence and series of convergent and non-convergent sequences. And similarly we have in these chapters also find some solved examples and solved examples of part B and C differently. Now after this we have given the solved papers. Those are 16 or means many more papers of this of CSIR NET with answer key. In this book, which book we will give review? In this book we have covered solved paper of 2016 to 2019, solved paper 2019 December, and with answer key. After this we will give review of statics chapter also. These are the last cover page of this book, and in 22 chapter we have find statics chapter. After this 22 chapter we will find statics chapter. In statics chapter these are the syllabus and these definitions related and theorems also in this book. Similarly like other chapters in this book also solved examples of part B, and after this unsolved example of part B, and these are the unsolved examples of part C. These are the final review of this book. This book is very helpful to cover the topics in for which we have not clear concept related to CSIR NET syllabus.